Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Thursday and welcome back to another candle review. Today we are talking about a Bath & Body Works candle and it's Warm Vanilla Sugar, which is actually currently an online exclusive. So I think, was it a couple months ago? I don't know, it's probably a couple months ago. I placed an order at Bath & Body Works for some, it was either like fall or holiday candles. And I popped a couple of these into my cart. And I really love vanilla fragrances during the months of January and February because I struggle a little bit with what to burn, quite frankly, during this time of the year. It's like a strange transitional time where I kind of start burning some fruity stuff, but then that doesn't feel quite right. And I start burning like a few like florally type fragrances, but that doesn't feel quite right. So vanilla is usually a great go-to when you're a little bit clueless on what to burn. And I have always, for a very, very long time, loved the Warm Vanilla Sugar body care line at Bath & Body Works. Now, in full disclosure, I think at somewhere along the line, I developed some kind of like allergy or something to the like body lotions and body creams from Bath & Body Works, because they just make me itch. And I can use a lot of like highly fragranced things, not on my eczema prone areas, obviously, but I can use a lot of highly fragranced products on my body without any type of reaction. But for some reason now when I use the body care from Bath & Body Works, it just makes me like itchy. Ooh, buddy, you're fine. I do have my trusty assistant Alf here with me, so hopefully he's gonna simmer down for us. But anyway, moral of the story is I still pick up the Warm Vanilla Sugar Fine Fragrance Mist, or body spray if you will, because I just love the smell of it. It's so just warm and cozy and inviting, and it also makes a really great body spray to have on hand for a lot of your like vanilla perfumes. I did a video. Do you guys hear him? He's so weird. I did a video in December that was all about my favorite vanilla perfumes. If you are interested in personal fragrance at all, I will link that video in the description box down below. I talked a lot about my favorite vanilla fragrances, but I actually forgot to pop the Warm Vanilla Sugar body spray in that video. I should have, because I still rely heavily on it. But anyway, moral of the story is Warm Vanilla Sugar is a fragrance that I've loved for a while from Bath & Body Works, and the 3-wick candle here is currently an online exclusive. I don't have it lit right now because I really want to show you guys what's happening with this candle and just kind of point out a huge like safety issue and concern. Because if you are not paying attention, something like this could lead to, like on the like less deadly end, just a mess. But on the like potentially like burn your house end of the spectrum, like this could start a fire. So I want to show you guys what's happening with this candle and just kind of point it out so that if you ever notice something like this with any of your candles, that you know what to do. So let's get into it, you guys. I am going to start with just the candle itself, the fragrance, the description, what I smell, and then the strength and throw, like all the usual stuff. And then I'm gonna get into like the safety issue that I have with this particular candle. And I should probably actually return it to Bath & Body Works, but I'm gonna end up just putting this in the candle crock and it'll be fine. But if you have a candle like this, you should definitely, you should take it back to the store and exchange it or get your money back or whatever. So, okay, so your description here on this candle, and by the way, I think this smells exactly like the body care. So if you like the body care in this particular, buddy, stop. If you like the body care in this particular fragrance, you're gonna like the candle as well. Okay, so your description here is intoxicating vanilla, white orchid, sparkling sugar, fresh jasmine, and creamy sandalwood. So really what this smells like to my nose is just a very warm, cozy, not necessarily gourmand vanilla, but more of like a slight floral vanilla. I don't know that I would necessarily think of orchid or even jasmine necessarily. There's just kind of this like generic, really light, like florally vanilla note in the background. This is predominantly that beautiful creamy but not gourmand vanilla and sandalwood. More vanilla than sandalwood, but that's mostly what I get from this. Is it's just really warm and inviting. I almost like the buddy stop. The term like cashmere comes to mind, like a vanilla cashmere kind of scent. It's beautiful. I love this fragrance. I will definitely purchase this candle again. I'm going to need to look at the wicks very carefully before I light it, but again, we'll get into that here in a second. But the fragrance itself is heavenly. Like I said, it smells just like a body care, and I love it. It's so warm and so cozy. It's perfect for this time of year. I really enjoy the scent. So this absolutely gets 2 thumbs up for me. I love it. The strength in the throw is actually quite good on this one as well. The strength I would put at like a solid like 7. And the throw I would put at like 6.5, 7 as well. Like it has some good travel to it, but it's not like entirely house filling, but like it's a good solid performer. Also, I haven't really noticed any sooting from this one. There is a little tiny bit of discoloration on the side of the jar here, but it's not super bad. Like you can see this, like this, just this little, do you see that little section right there? It's not terrible. So, but you know, obviously less than ideal. But it's kind of par for the course with most Bath and Body Works candles. So that's why a lot of them do end up in the candle crock for me, is that they do have a little bit of a tendency now to soot. But yeah, let's talk about the safety issue with this particular candle, because that's really why I wanted to do this review. And I'm scooting closer to the camera so that I can lift this up and show you guys. Okay, so do you see this wick right here? Do you see how when they glued the wick clips down, this one obviously got completely misplaced. It is far too close to the edge of the jar. If I were to leave this burning for any extended amount of time, there is a chance that the glass over here could heat up to the point where it could either crack, or I have seen Bath and Body Works candles shatter, where the glass kind of explodes out. And that is very obviously not only an issue of creating a mess wherever you have the candle burning, but there's a flame here. That's a fire hazard. This could start a fire. And so if you have a candle where the wicks are not centered properly in the middle, and again, I had to order this one online, so I was not able to go in store, because whenever I shop at Bath and Body Works, I open every candle that I buy just to make sure the wicks are properly centered, because if they're not, this is what's gonna happen. Now, this, you can see, like, I'm trying to like angle this so that you can see that it's not that the wick is just leaning over here. The wick clip is like, it's actually like right here. So that's super dangerous. I should have probably never even lit this wick in the first place. But what I did is I put this on my kitchen counter, which is granite. And so I knew that if the glass broke, like it would be a little bit easier for me to clean the wax up. But there was the last day that I burned this, and I was only burning it about like 2 hours at a time. So not very long. Basically, as soon as it pulled out, I was blowing it out. and I was just making sure that the glass was not getting super hot over here. I should not have done that at all. I should have just never lit that particular wick in the first place, and maybe just put this one in my candle crock right away. But I was like, oh, if I watch it, it'll probably be okay. But the more that I looked into it, the more I realized that's just not something that you should do. If your wick is this close to the glass, even though this glass is very obviously meant for candles, it's still a hazard and you shouldn't light it. I have been burning it with just these two wicks over here, which is why you see this weird ledge over here. So it had such like decent strength and throw, and it was performing so good compared to a lot of my other candles that I just thought, well, I'll leave that wick over there just alone, and I'll just burn the other two. But at this point, I am going to put this in the candle crock. But before I did that, I did want to review it for you guys and show you this wick placement, and just encourage you that if you ever get a candle, either if you're not paying attention in store or if you are ordering online and you can't pick the candle that you get, to just really pay attention when you get them home and make sure that your candles are centered in the middle. This glass does just fine as long as there is no flame right next to it. Like this is, I mean, that's less than a half an inch, I feel like, from the edge of the glass there, and it's just not safe. So if you see something like this, please don't light the candle, or do what I did and just kind of burn this side over here, because these guys are fine. That placement is okay. This is not okay. So yeah, anyway, guys, that's my little PSA for the month here. Make sure that every time you light a candle that you not only trim your wicks. By the way, these wicks are actually pretty good. They're not the tree stump wicks, but they've burned really well. They don't form huge mushroom tops. I actually really like these wicks from them. So if they were properly placed, I think I could have burned this candle easily down to the bottom without really very many issues at all. But I did want to point this out just in case you're someone who has never heard of something like this happening. It can be super, super dangerous. Always trim your wicks. Always pay attention to whether your wicks are wandering. If you notice that anything is off, blow the candle out. Either take it back to the store. Bath & Body Works does still have a decent return policy, although I think some people have been abusing it and they are kind of cracking down on it. But something like this, they would absolutely... Hey, buddy, knock that off. Alfie, stop. Like eating the carpet on my stairs. Not a good idea. But yeah, you can totally take this back and get a refund or an exchange or, you know, whatever, but just don't burn something like this. All right, there we go. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have had any experiences with any of your wicks being totally misplaced like this. Honestly, this is like the first time that I've really noticed this on any of my Bath & Body Works candles, so I don't think it's like this huge like ongoing issue or anything. It's probably like a one-off type of thing. But if you do happen to notice something like this, please either put it in the crock or take it back to the store and exchange it for something else. Don't burn it. It could be a fire hazard, and no candle is worth burning down your house for, right? And make sure that you are always, you know, around the candles that you're burning. Don't leave them burning unattended. I do have candles in different rooms in the downstairs of the house going at different times, but I'm also walking around frequently and double checking. So anyway, you guys, I have to stop my dog from ripping the carpet off my stairs, so I gotta go, but I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll put a link to this candle in the description box down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Please subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.